Why the fuck aren't Raw ratings out today? That makes no sense.
Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Gunner.
So, you know that saying, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks?
Yeah, I hear that a lot in the men's room.
So, if I were to walk into the WWE's writers' room, where it was before Vince gets there, about how much tonnage of monkey shit do you think I would find on each wall?
Oh, enough to clog the glory holes, I'm suspecting.
Well, we got a whole lot of TP because we got a lot of shit to cut through here. Let's start the show.
Well, now's no time for joking around. Just quiet down your chatter. The weekend pro wrestling is no laughing matter, baby. From Impact to Raw to SmackDown Blue, you'll be good at math and science if you only listen to Get Serious. Oh, Get Serious. Oh, Get Serious. Enough.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 192 of WOOO Get Serious. My name is Gunner, that is Omega BR.
Yes, and I can tell you the dirtiest restroom in any city, like a reverse George Costanza.
That's disgusting. Of course, you would know the shittiest parts of the world because we're going to get into that in a minute. But joining us this week is our wonderful plumber, also our technical producer, Yankum DDS.
Well, I mean, if you'd stop flushing your sanitary napkins down the toilet, we'd have a lot less problems.
Those are another persons on this panel. Joining us also this week is Save Us Dog.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I have nothing to add about toilets. I see them enough every day.
What a shitty comment. WFC Masters is here with us as well.
Hello! I'm not very clever.
No. Well, nothing that a swirly can't fix, and our resident giant could help with that. The one, the only, the Net Jester.
And this is the very first episode. I said to my little sister, yeah, go over to Spreaker, type up WOOO Get Serious, Smart Snark Productions. Yeah, have a good time listening to me. Thanks, fellas.
Ah, poop.
All I want to know is your sister hot?
Dude! Why would you even think that?
And married with 2 kids, so you're too damn late.
So yes.
You know, there's a funny saying that we have up here in the very frozen areas of the world, and that's, you know, even if there's a goalie in net, doesn't mean you can't score. Speaking of not scoring...
What the hell?
Oh my god.
God, just the news. Let's do the news.
The news! The news!
Okay, let's do that.
Alright, here we go. The Royal Rumble is said to be an all-hands-on-deck event, meaning that every non-injured talent is required to be there just in case. Apparently, WWE wants to make Fastlane a top pay-per-view, and the ending of the Rumble will help set that up. Oh dear God, did I just say that? Daniel Bryan is scheduled to be in Pittsburgh later this week to meet with Dr. Joseph Maroon, the head of WWE Wellness Testing. The current main event planned for WrestleMania is Roman Reigns vs. Triple H, with John Cena being injured, and there's no backup plan for the Taker. Speaking of Cena, a recent report revealed that he makes close to $10 million a year with the WWE.
Well, he is the face of the company.
That's less than I thought he made.
Does that include, like, merch, or is that, like, a base pay?
You know what? That probably doesn't include merch.
No, I think it does.
No, I think it does. I think that what we had looked at a list a while back, many episodes ago. You could check those out on Spreaker.com/SmartSnark. And you basically, we went through, and like the highest paid guys were being paid like Cena was being paid like $3 million base, and you know, with a whole bunch of upsides on like merch and pay-per-view revenue and that kind of thing. So a $10 million a year up to this point sounds about right to me, considering, you know, he's the guy. So I wouldn't be terribly surprised if that was the case.
That's $5 to $6 million every year in merch sales. Like, WWE is going to be hurting when he decides to leave in a couple years if they don't build anyone up to take that spot.
Roman Reigns. Reigns.
So what's the over-under on Daniel Bryan failing a wellness testing? Because I got to figure if you're betting against him and you're right, you get a pretty big fucking payout.
I think at this point that they've been teasing this for so long, and that it's been in the news for so long, that I'm feeling a little worked. I mean, this definitely feels like a wizard, and I would be very surprised if Daniel Bryan was not somehow, some way on the Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you really want to give a huge surprise, that's, especially heading into WrestleMania season, that's certainly a big one. And, you know, let's face it, Cena's out now again, you know, they're kind of building up Reigns. He's the champion now. But they still need more people to, you know, Orton's still out. They still need more people to kind of fill it up.
The thing is, though, if Bryan is in that Rumble, he doesn't necessarily have to win it, but Reigns cannot win it. That means Brock pretty much is winning it. And that's not what you want.
We're going to talk about that in the 15-minute time limit, because, you know, it's Royal Rumble.
Well, I mean, yeah.
True.
When we get there, I'm going to be asking you why that's not something you want.
Oh, I have an explanation, but anyway.
We will get to that in a moment. There's also the fact that they want to make the Fastlane pay-per-view a top pay-per-view. That would be nice, but I don't see how you're going to be able to do that. I mean, like, you already got rid of the Elimination Chamber, so...
I know I'm not the only one that thinks Fastlane is a stupid pay-per-view, right? Like...
Oh yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Like, in the grand scheme of, like, pay-per-views, like Fastlane, I just... It's, like, over the limit. More like, who gives a shit?
There's no really
anything to it. It's just a pay-per-view that says, this is a pay-per-view that we use to fill the slot before our super huge annual pay-per-view. The Elimination Chamber at least was like, hey, there's this chamber, and it's like really cool. But
yeah, but it got stale and old, and they wanted to change it.
Well, and the other thing, too, was most of the time when Elimination Chamber was around, there were 2 world champions. So you could have, like, say, whoever didn't win the Rumble or whoever didn't get challenged after the Rumble gets the Elimination Chamber, match. They don't really have that luxury anymore.
Well, I mean, you've got 2 other titles.
Yeah, but we all saw what happened when the IC title was in the Elimination Chamber. I don't think anyone's going to pay for that again.
That's a good point.
Alright, so let's move on to the next news segment. Somebody else read that.
Well, it appears AJ Styles will make his final ROH appearance this Saturday night in the Atlanta area, the night before the Royal Rumble. TNA made a big play for him to appear on their Pop TV debut, but obviously didn't woo him. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, the latter of whom is under contract with New Japan until February 1st, will likely go to NXT as a tag team, and Shinsuke Nakamura is heading to the Developmental Center for training and testing next month. Shinsuke. Oh, my bad.
I got yelled at that before. I'm just saying.
Okay, Shinsuke Nakamura heading to developmental for training and testing next month. Brian Alvarez notes he's heard a lot of speculation about WWE bringing Hulk Hogan back in time for WrestleMania. So his lawsuit with Gawker begins trial 3 weeks before. There's no fucking way that's going to happen. He said nigger.
You just did too.
Right, but I didn't call people nigger. I said that he said the word nigger. There's a difference.
Oh
my god.
Good lord.
Okay, so let's clear this up right here, right now. We all know that what Hulk Hogan said was horrible because he mainly put his anger and aggression to one guy who was dating his daughter onto an entire race of people, and that was plainly wrong. But everybody should have a second chance, and motherfucker, this is Hulk Hogan. People love this guy. People want this guy, and sooner or later, WWE is going to have to get its head out of its ass.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you about people wanting him, and maybe my memory is bad. Can somebody name me one nigger guy who's ever gotten past it?
Gibson?
To an extent.
I don't think he ever really got past that.
He did, but, it took a long time. But the point of the matter is that we don't think Hulk Hogan is going to be showing up for WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought him back. I mean, that wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. Keep it up. And, whatchamacallit. But the rest of this is the more interesting part of this news bit here. So, AJ making his debut in the Rumble? Yes?
I don't think so, but that'd be cool.
Hopefully,
I honestly have stopped saying no. I think it's going to happen. There's just a point where you have to look at all the mounting evidence that's showing up and go, okay, he's just going to show up at this point.
Exactly. I mean, if you think Daniel Bryan is going to come back for this Royal Rumble, you have to think that AJ is going to debut at this Rumble.
I think WWE also knows they have a limited window with AJ as far as how many more years he's got on that body, because he's took some crazy ass bumps over time.
Right, exactly. So here's the thing. I can see the whole Bullet Club being formed the night after WrestleMania, potentially, and that it's going to be Baylor Club or whatever the fuck it is. But Shinsuke, when do you think he comes up? Do you think he ever comes up?
After WrestleMania 2. I think that would be logical drop-in point.
It would be to an extent, but I don't know. We'll see. But, all right, so moral of the story here. There's a whole bunch of people that are going to come in, and we're looking forward to them. All of them. All of them.
And before Shinsuke has a Japanese tourist gimmick and has to walk around with a camera and pretend he doesn't speak any English at all.
No, Vince, stop. Right now.
Yoshitatsu Jr.
You're giving
or
Vince
done.
McMahon ideas. Stop that.
I'm going to blame both of you guys. Vince.
It's not me. I'm just saying it's either that or he's going to be a cowboy.
No. He saw the J-pop video with Shinsuke, and he's going to become a J-pop star. And basically, he's going to say, "All you need to do is do Gangnam Style. God damn it, hot shoe."
Yeah, his name will be Johnny Pop.
He'd make it work, too. That'd be the best part.
See, but that would be supposing that Vince has heard Gangnam Style, which would imply he's listened to any form of popular past pop culture in the past 20 years.
Well, he has. I mean, he's listened to Kid Rock.
Somebody's probably showed it to him on their phone. They're like, "Hey, Vince, look at this," and he's like, "Look at those fucking."
This is new and hip.
That's also really... Kid Rock is really stretching the 20-year gap there.
Speaking of stretching the 20-year gap, Chavo Guerrero revealed this week that he actually had to contact his lawyers after it appeared TNA used their annual Feast or Fired match as a way of actually releasing him from the company. It's been said that Triple H wanted to protect Tyler Breeze on the main roster as a talent as high as Ziggler, but Vince McMahon halted his push immediately. Many are excited that for the former La Sombra to come in and open the door for more Hispanic talents compared to the original Sin Cara, who never bothered to improve his English. Tough Enough winner Josh Brady did a really, really stupid thing, who's now known as Bronson Matthews, tweeted about the Social Outcast stable, calling them hashtag social jobbers, eliciting responses from Kevin Owens, who mocked the use of the insider terms and blocked him, and Stardust, who told him he was banned, not blocked, and to enjoy dressing in the hallway. Oh, you idiot! You idiot! Kid,
why would you
stupid
do
person?
that?
So, okay, what am I missing here with this hashtag social jobbers?
It's a play on the Social Outcast stable, but it's just calling them losers.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yes, they're jobbers.
Let's put it this way.
But you don't do that. You don't.
Hey, Jester. I know you work at a large box retail store.
Sad.
So say there was a new hiree, right?
Yeah.
Brand new. He's like 17, barely out of the blocks, right?
Okay, yeah.
And he comes in and he looks at you and he goes, "Look, old man, you're a joke because you work here." Now,
boy.
yes. Now, now, think about the anger and hatred that you would have towards that when you're supposed to be respectful and you're supposed to keep your mouth shut and you're supposed to have some sort of hierarchy or
especially
some sort
a kid coming from fucking Tough Enough.
Exactly.
God.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, in real life, I already have 3 of these people at my local establishment. But, yeah, now that you put it in those stark terms, jeez, this kid, oi.
What an idiot. What a fucking idiot. I hope he gets buried to shit. Like, Triple H could literally come out with a shovel and start burying him as he's kissing his feet. Like,
that'd be fantastic.
I want to see that.
I would actually watch that.
I know you would watch that because we're all going to be here next week, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
right after the Rumble. Oh, jeez.
So I love this idea of La Sombra. What is this, like the 3rd or the 4th time they've tried to sign someone to open the door to Spanish talents, quote unquote? I think the door is open, right?
The door's kind of open.
Yeah, it's not been as open as it was when they had Mysterio, but it's not like the door's been, closed and barred off.
The door.
Yeah, don't
the-
forget him.
The door is open, but it's a revolving door.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's I just find that funny because it's like the 3rd or 4th time they've said, this guy, we're bringing him in, he's going to start this revolution, and he's going to be super over in Mexico, and then it never happens.
Man, they love them revolutions down the WWE, don't they?
Well, the only revolution that Sin Cara was doing was going through a ladder and then having convolutions and convulsions, after he got powerbombed through that thing.
You know what else does revolutions?
What?
What does revolutions?
Revolving door.
There you go. And we bring it
right
back
there in the name.
full circle. Come on, somebody. No one's going to pop for that full circle? All right, 15-minute time
negative
limit.
points.
God damn it. 15-minute time limit.
Hold on, I can't give you negative points and ring the bell at the same time, God damn it.
Good job, Jacob.
Shut your whore mouth.
All right, guys. We are doing the 15-minute time limit. We're going to talk about a little show. It's coming up here. Royal Rumble. We're going to do our predictions. We're going to do it on the line, and we're going to say that, what the hell that we think is going to happen. So, we got New Day against the Usos for the tag titles at the Royal Rumble. What do we think?
Well, sorry to say this, but the Usos have been out with the belts for just too damn long, and I think regardless of how hot the New Day is, the Usos are probably going to pick this one up. Because John Cena.
I think I'm going to err on the side of caution here and say that New Day will retain. I think that'll be fine. I'm willing to put money. Not too much money, but...
Yeah, go bet on 4 down.
I think, the New Day, they don't have the trombone anymore, so I'm not saying they're about to split up or anything like that. I'm just saying maybe they have an excuse to kind of, ease the pedal on the New Day and put it back on the Usos, and, because as popular as the New Day is, and more importantly, as much merchandise as the New Day sells, I think in the back of their minds, they're still like, well, but they're still the bad guys, we gotta get it on the Usos back again. The Usos are the real attraction, Roman Reigns.
How many people are even left in the tag division by this point? I mean, you've got the Ascension, I guess?
Who have unfortunately been able to do nothing since being brought up to the main roster. And the only other tag team that you could put together that hasn't been officially a tag team yet is the League of Nations, if they ever wanted to go after a title. But being they're, all going to have their heads in the Rumble this Sunday, there you go.
And then Barrett is also injured, and he's probably one half of that tag team.
Probably.
So that's hard. Like, the only other team... Yeah, I was going to say, aren't they getting repackaged? So maybe, but otherwise, I don't know why you would take the New Day, or the titles off of the New Day before WrestleMania at this point. That seems like the perfect time to have the face team. If it's the Usos, whatever, but just keep the titles on them until Mania.
PTP is injured, Lucha Dragons are injured, jeez. It's bad looking.
I mean, it's been the walking wounded in WWE for well over a year.
Alright, so next we've got Charlotte versus Becky Lynch for the Divas title. And let me just...
Walking wounded, and yes, I meant that as a Ric Flair joke.
Yeah, let me just say the Divas division is officially back in the toilet.
Sad but true. I love that Becky Lynch can go in the ring, and Charlotte, I think, in my humble opinion, is a decent performer, but, this storyline is not very well done, and getting Slick Rick in there to cause some extra heat on behalf of his daughter doesn't give us any confidence going forward. Then Charlotte could actually pull something like that off on her own.
The Divas division was in the toilet again. I don't think it ever really got out of the toilet. That's me.
I think it was sitting on the rim, and then it finally just kind of fell back in because the seat was up.
Of course, it doesn't have.
Oh yes.
It doesn't help matters that both Paige and Sasha are out, even though WWE is denying it because we can't
Well, yeah, but we had all this little diva shilling again on Raw, where Natalia, who hasn't shown up for who knows how long, comes out, and then Paige is backing her up after Paige is the one that put her on the shelf and that whole thing.
And Paige is just a face, because for some reason, total divas.
Exactly.
The only thing that could save this is they might have a pretty good match, but again, with Ric Flair out there, it's going to be bullshit, as always.
You're all wrong. All of you. Every single one of you. I'm completely disappointed in how you're treating this. Okay, so this Charlotte versus Becky Lynch thing, it works perfectly. Last week, Becky Lynch gave the promo of her fucking life, and I really, really enjoyed it. And now, the only reason that this match is happening, in kayfabe terms, isn't because, it's supposed to happen, blah, 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 we'll find a bullshit way to do it. No, it's because Ric Flair decided that he still has to prove that he's the man vicariously through his daughter, and the only way that Becky got that match was insulting Ric Flair's pride. And that's how this storyline pulls itself together and actually works for me. I really enjoy it. They're doing a really good job of what they're doing, and I am looking forward to this match. The rest of the Divas division can go fuck itself at this point. But this is good.
Okay, but
it remains to be seen. We'll see how it plays out. If nothing else, I mean,
it has a very good chance to be the best match on the undercard.
But the thing
is, who knows?
I doubt that.
Many people will think if they can't get over without Slick Rick, then what's the point?
The point is that Rick is still trying to live out his days as being, the man through Charlotte.
Okay.
And when he can't do that, when Becky wins the title here, which is what I think is going to happen, then you'll see the two of them melt down and have good segments.
Well, I want to disagree with that, but again, we're back in the toilet, so why not shoot it to somebody else again?
Pop shoot it. Dude, she won the belt at what? In September? Something like that?
Well, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean hot shot. I just meant shot. You know what I mean. Just, pass the buck again. Give it to the next person, and then Becky can feud with, I don't know, Bailey or somebody.
Sasha.
If we want to talk about hot shotting, how about the U.S. title match again at the Rumble? Speaking of fucking hot shotting an angle.
Yo, hey, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I don't like it. This time, I like it.
So I really thought that it was a mistake for ADR to beat Kalisto for the belt on SmackDown, but if Cal pulls another one off and beats ADR for this, are we just playing ping pong here for some reason, or is there something we're not seeing here?
I think that it's Kalisto still trying to chase the title, and that he got a fluke. It was the first thing, which is fine. But then his dominance was proven by some sort of shady maneuver. But at this point, Del Rio will be like, "I could do this by myself," and the rest of the guys will be like, "No, dude, you can't do this by yourself." And he'd be like, "I got it, bro. I got it, SA." And then Kalisto will get him.
And that's racist.
It's true.
back in the
He would never say.
He would say Pero, not SA.
Yeah, he would never say SA.
Pero works. I'm confusing my Mexicans.
And that's racist.
Oh, stop being that little black kid.
Yo, man, I still got many, many points to get to where you were earlier in the show, so let's go. Alright, so who wins?
Yeah, I'll say Kalisto gets it back, just because I think that's kind of the angle they're playing at. Maybe even Sin Cara shows up. He might not have to do anything if he's still hurt, but
I don't know. I mean, I think Kalisto will get it too. It's just about to say, there was an old school feud between Booker T and Chris Benoit back in WCW television title. What they did was they actually managed to hype it up by having them change the belt up in the course of a few days over a bunch of house shows. Of course, WCW being WCW, they never really capitalized on something like that. I think it would be really cool if, like, were to do that again, maybe?
Yeah! Ha! Fuck you guys. I've been saying bring back the TV title for years now, and these guys are like, oh no, that's a terrible idea. So fuck you guys. I'm not the only one.
He's not saying bring the title back.
Yes, he is. Shut up.
I honestly wouldn't mind it. I mean,
see?
Or I don't know. At least if you're not going to actually bring the title back, at least treat it as such. You know, like at least in spirit. You think that the U.S. belt would be treated like that? So
yeah.
I don't know.
All right, let's get into the IC belt. Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, last man standing. Who, if you're not looking forward to this, you're high.
Yeah, this is going to be probably match of the night.
Ooh, can't wait.
It's going to be between this one and that tag match, because that tag match is going to be a fantastic match. But this is probably going to be match of the night. Pretty fucking handily, actually.
I'm calling a duct tape finish.
Not again.
Oh.
No.
Look, it was funny the first two times that Cena did it, but
No. I'm not saying that it's going to be duct tape specifically, but I'm going to be saying it's going to be some sort of bullshit where he can't get up, like he's pinned under some sort of forklift or something.
Or
No, I don't think so.
Ring steps. Dean puts the ring steps on top of him, and he can't get out from under.
he ties his feet with some of the cords that run along beside the ring or something.
Dean doesn't have a good history with those cords.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that monitor.
Yeah.
May not be a good move.
They're going to do a big spot, and they're both going to be very dazed, and they'll do the thing where they're both struggling to get up, and then at 9, Ambrose will kind of do his wild man surge of energy for that split second to be technically the last man standing, and then flop back over, he wins the match,
I really do hope Dean does a forklift spot. That would be amazing.
I can see it happening.
Dangerous, but
I can see it. They've done it before, or like I think who was it? Big Boss Man and
Foley?
Long time
Brock
ago.
Foley. Oh, that was a long time ago with Brock Foley. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's how it was won. So I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Beyond that, though, it is looking like a really good match. Who's going to win?
I think Ambrose will retain, yeah.
I hope Ambrose retains. I wouldn't mind seeing it pass back to Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah. I think there's a strong possibility that old Knockout's going to get the belt back.
I'm going to say Dean Ambrose. I think they want to do Owen, Zayn at Mania, and then Ambrose for the IC title versus someone else.
Exactly. I agree with that. All right, gentlemen. Royal Rumble time. Royal Rumble predictions. How much time we got left?
Ha 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 ha.
How much time we got left?
I know you read what I put down in there. I forgot to set the timer for the 50-minute time limit, and now Gunnar is shaming me publicly on the air.
I am not doing anything as such. I did not have the chat up, I swear to God. I promise you that.
Alright, so if it's true that the people in that random MLK tag match on Monday are all in the Rumble match, Titus, Henry, Neville, Ascension, etc., then that would leave 10 spots unaccounted for in the match.
Okay. So obviously there will be a couple surprises.
In quotations.
And I'm coming to get ya!
That would actually be okay with me.
I could see that happening. I could see a boogeyman.
Okay.
There's always a handful of surprises, quote unquote, like that. Like the boogeyman. Like,
hey guys, I would like
Booker
you
T
to,
and Kevin Nash.
I want you to realize something right now. technically speaking, if everyone's in the match that should be in the match, it's going to be Zack Ryder versus Heath Slater for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
The internet will fucking explode if it comes down to that.
No, I'm not saying if it comes down to that. I'm saying technically, right this very second, that's the case.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if at any point it's just those two in the ring together, it's going to be a shitstorm of people just going fucking mad for how fantastic that is.
Alright, are you ready for this?
I'm listening.
Alright. About midway through the match, I'm not sure if the Usos will be in the match, but since they have the tag match, but let's just say Jey Uso. He's supposed to come out, number 17 or whatever. Cut to a scene of him in the back. He's laid out. Jimmy comes in. He's yelling because Jay's been injured, or was it Jay that was injured?
Yes.
Yeah, so, he's afraid he's injured again, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so the match continues. Roman Reigns eliminates everybody. Roman Reigns is your champion. Here comes The Rock to celebrate with him, just like he did last year. Suddenly, The Rock lays him out, rock bottom, tosses him over. The Authority comes out. The Rock was your true number 30, and now the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
That'd be to do it.
Here's a problem with that. Here's the only problem with that. Now, hold on. Before everybody gets all excited, I need to say this. It's apparently, according to the Melts, the problem with The Rock is that there is some sort of insurance thing with him making all the movies and stuff that doesn't allow him to wrestle.
Oh.
Oh, boo! Fuck you for dashing my dreams. That's more negative points.
Boo this man! Boo!
Well, see,
Insurance.
in that case, it'll just be Vince himself, and he'll win the Rumble for the second time, and he'll be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion this time.
Now you're just scaring me. Because I could see that happening.
In all seriousness, the things I just said are actually good, because, initially when we kind of heard about this, Roman was going to defend the title, everybody was down on it, because of course it meant, well, the match is ruined, the match is wasted, Roman's obviously going to win, and he probably still will. But they've actually created quite a unique environment this year, because, as you said, Gunnar, this effectively is a 30-man heavyweight title match. They have a free pass to put the belt on anybody they want to. And, stupidly, they're going to leave it on Roman, I'm sure. But honestly, think about, all the reservations about putting it on somebody. This person can't lose clean, especially Reigns. If they're going to take it off of Reigns, he can't get pinned, he can't submit, even with all this trickery, these shenanigans. But the Rumble match, all that has to happen is he has to get screwed and just go over the top rope. And then somebody else, literally anybody, could be champion.
See, I'm wondering though, if Roman gets eliminated, is it the last person standing in the ring who then gets made champ?
Yes.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It is not like the time that Brian Kendrick was WWE champion for all of 2 minutes and 53 seconds.
Oh,
Well,
thank you for reminding me of that.
Thank you. Just had to make sure. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go down the list here, and we're going to give our Rumble winner picks. We'll play these back next week, and we will show you how wrong you are. All right, so what I want from you guys is who you think is going to win, who actually will win, and then what is your dark horse or pick that you don't want to make the other two but can't rule out. We'll start with Yankum.
I'm sorry, I was giving you points for reminding me of the Brian Kendrick thing. Say that again?
I want you to give me who you think is going to win, who actually is going to win, and the dark horse that you can't rule out.
Who I think is going to win? Probably going to be Reigns retaining somehow. I think they could have Lesnar win. I think that's just as likely as Roman retaining. And I can't rule out Bray Wyatt because for some reason they just keep fucking doing whatever the hell it is they're doing with him. And sometimes he's super strong, and then sometimes he's fucking weak, and he's got the stable, then he doesn't have the stable, and now he's got the stable again, and I don't fucking know.
What a weird ending to Raw that
Oh god, it was so
Bray
strange.
Wyatt is the one standing
right?
tall.
Anybody but Roman. Anybody.
I think
Omega.
they're just messing with us there.
Omega, your turn.
Well, I think Reigns is going to win. I know Reigns is going to win, but, barring Lesnar, who really isn't a dark horse in any sense of the phrase, I think the dark horse has to be one of the mystery men, be it a Daniel Bryan return or even Styles. Styles debuts, he wins the title the same way he did in New Japan.
Net Jester, your turn.
Well, who I personally hope would win is the returning Daniel Bryan, who we all unfortunately know is going to win. Yes, go to the bathroom on your own time, Yankum. We're doing predictions now. But as for the absolute dark horse, hey, it's the cat from outer space, of course. If Bray Wyatt, a.k.a. Bunny Cat, and that was for you, Yankum, can get his shit together and give us one more good villainous heel run all the way up till WrestleMania and be absolutely untouchable with his freaking family behind him, and then we have something to shoot for if Roman ever wants to go for the title and prove he's a badass.
Dog, your turn.
Okay, I think Brock Lesnar is going to win. I know for a fact that Roman Reigns is going to win because they're stupid. The dark horse, in my opinion, is Triple H.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, interesting.
Because he's been off of TV for a while. It would be a huge surprise to hear, the big riff, and then it kind of fits in a strange way, especially with there's been all this interaction between the McMahons and Reigns, but H hasn't been there yet, and the Rumble is like the perfect time for him to come out. Or if they want to do a screw job.
That's just as plausible, yeah. Especially if they're doing Reigns Hunter at Mania.
I agree. I could see them doing that. Who I think is going to win is going to be Brock Lesnar. I think it is going to be Brock Lesnar. Who I know is going to win? Someone that isn't Roman Reigns. I'm going to commit to that. I don't know who is actually going to win. I think that they've done no, it is because they've done a really. This is saying something because it's a really good job that the WWE has done as to saying here. Look, we don't know who is going to win the Rumble match. We knew last year that Batista was 2 years ago that Batista was going to win. We knew last year that whoever won last year won. Whatever. I don't know who's going to win. The person that I can't shake, and this is going to come as a real shock to everyone, I can't shake Luke Harper. Luke, why? You might ask? Because I think Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper will be the final two, and I think Luke turns on Bray and finally takes the flock from him.
Really? Okay.
That's interesting.
I don't think that... I think that AJ has a very good chance of winning. I think Daniel has a very good chance of winning if they go in. I don't think that Roman's walking out with the title. I don't think that it's going to be the schmaz that we keep teasing earlier, in past episodes where it's been like, oh, it's going to be Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar as the last two, and they're going to go out at the same time like they did 10 years ago with Cena and Batista. Oh, it's going to be exactly like that, and we're going to be like, oh, no. God damn it, Vince McMahon. But no, it's not going to be like that at all. I think that the person that I can't shake is Luke Harper, and I think that it would be a very bold, weird move for them to put the belt on Harper, but I could see it happening. I could see it happening. Now, hold on. Before that, I got to get WFC in.
I was going to read it for him.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to make you shut the fuck up. All right. Now that Gunner's done boring us to death, WFC Master says that he thinks Reigns might win, and that they might actually have H come in for the belt to actually win, and his dark horse is AJ if he shows up, and if AJ doesn't show up, then it's Bo Dallas for World Heavyweight Champion.
Bo, no.
Believe. Gotta believe.
You gotta believe. So that's it for the 15-minute time limit. That means it's time for
What's ice cream?
Ice cream and somewhat decent cheeseburgers, although they're a little bit greasy.
Footlong hot dog.
Chicken strip basket.
Oh yeah, it's time for the
Dairy Queen drive-through.
All right, and with the ratings, since Vassar isn't here, Dog, it's all up to you.
Oh boy. How about a TNA Impact on Pop, which we actually found out, I can't remember if it was last week or a few weeks ago, is the TV Guide channel. But there's no such thing as a TV Guide channel anymore because the internet exists. Anyway, 288,000 viewers, up 13% from last week's premiere at 255,000. And that's up 7% from the last Destination America episode. So they're doing a little bit better, but still only like 250, a little bit more. That's not great. SmackDown, 2.332 million. A little over 2.3 million. That's down from last week's USA premiere of 2.757 million, which is not surprising. The premiere episode is always going to get a little boost. And then Raw, for some reason, we're not getting the ratings. We assume this week it's probably because MLK Day, because all of government was off yesterday.
Yeah.
So there it is. Those are the ratings.
WFC, would you like to do the birthdays this week?
Absolutely. I love doing birthdays. Alright. For the 19th of January, let's give a big happy birthday to both R-Truth and Al Ray Pugh. For the 20th... Ha! Ha ha! I caught you this time!
Welcome to my world, dude. Welcome to my freaking world.
For the 20th, you guys tried to make me read a joke name, which I won't. For the 21st, we've got Alex Kozlov, Mike Oxmall, Maurice, Pat Patterson, Ivan Putski, Go Shiozaki, Arnold Skalland, and Tigris.
Scotland.
You got it.
Scotland, thank you. For the 22nd, we have Tully Blanchard and Manabu Nakanishi. For the 23rd, happy birthday to the Giant Baba, Leilani Kai, and Ahmed... I stopped you! I see what you did there. You jerks.
That's Ahmed Johnson's real name.
Yes.
Right.
For the 24th, we have Mike Awesome, Gerald Briscoe, and the Swerve Master himself, Vince Russo. And for the 25th, we have the Briscoes, Gorgeous George, the Honky Tonk Man, Rod Price, Gordon Soley, BJ Whitmer, and Yuri Nader.
So I'd like to just... You said 3 of the fake ones. Without even noticing.
I can't believe I got you to say I'll rape you live on the air. That's fantastic.
You guys.
See, this is my life when it comes to the happy birthdays. I'm anxious to share my pain with other people.
Don't worry, Jester. Don't worry. You'll get it back as soon as WFC ships himself off overseas, which will happen relatively shortly.
Yeah.
And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
Yes, this weekend, wrestling history, circa 1937, where Red Devil defeats Dobie Osborne for the Florida heavyweight title in Jacksonville, Florida. Jump to 1951, where Nell Stewart wins her second NWA Texas Women's title, defeating Mars Bennett in Houston, Texas. And in 1997, the WWF holds the 9th annual Royal Rumble pay-per-view event at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. The event featured several wrestlers from the AAA promotion in Mexico, and on the free-for-all pre-show event, Venom and Pero Aguayo Jr. defeat Maniaco and Moscow de la Merce. Octagon Blue Demon Jr. and Tineblas Jr. defeat Heavy Metal, Aviso Negro, and Hysteria, and Mascarita Sagrada and La Parquita defeated Mini Mankind and Mini Vader after Sagrada pinned Mini Vader. And that was this weekend. Wrestling history.
Holy hell, I forgot about Mini Vader.
Oh, dear Jesus.
I can't.
Happy Trails. A sad happy trails to Iron Mike Sharp, who passed away at 64 this week. A lot of people I knew in the business knew Iron Mike Sharp, and he was a good guy, apparently. And happy trails to Sonny. You can chalk another one up there.
Damn it.
She's put her WWE Hall of Fame ring up for sale, saying she wants to turn the page on her wrestling career. Vivid boss Steve Hirsch offered $100,000 for the ring and for her to film a 90-minute sex scene, but Sonny turned it down, saying she feels she is worth more than that.
She is wrong,
Sonny.
She's not right in that valuation. If you want to see Sonny naked, you can see it. She has no leg to stand on anymore.
I know it's just breaking news, but can we just mention she uses the N-word on Twitter?
Oh, is she a knicker cow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know.
Talking about Sonny.
I don't know what kind of sex you could have that would last 90 minutes.
Dear Jesus. Wouldn't you, fall in?
All right. I'll remind you, gentlemen, one more time that my sister might be listening to this podcast.
She's not listening. She turned this off 10 minutes into the show, if she lasted that long. Speaking of lasting that long, 90 minutes. Jesus Christ. Is she going to, bang two different guys? Well, it's just Sonny.
Oh God, you don't know how porn works, do you? Alright. Points.
Alright, points. Negative 272 points for Net Gesture because he showed up yet again. You alright over there, Masters?
Oh, sorry. My niece is crying over there.
Okay. It's fine. This is not a professional show at all. 50 points to Masters, because new guys get points. 10 points for Dog, because he's a voice that isn't one of these other three yahoos I normally have to deal with, and goddammit, I like that. 15 points for Omega BR for gross jokes about men's rooms that are gross, but funny. 10 more points for adding a glory hole joke onto that one. Negative 15 points to Gunner for missing an opportunity to call NetJester a used sanitary napkin. Talk about your missed opportunities. That was a big one.
I was getting to it. I almost did it. No,
you didn't.
You're right. Didn't. Well, here, I'll do it now. You're a toilet. You're a big porta potty. People get inside of you and then use you at festivals to do various things like put on makeup and have sex. There you go. And your sister is listening.
I knocked it down to negative 5. It's too little too late. Negative 10 points for don't play with Keys on the mic. Gunner, you fucking dick. 30 points for...
Sorry.
Yeah. 30 points to WFC Masters for, agreeing with the guy who gives points is a good way to give yourself some points. Let's see here. 15 points for the decent explanation of how stupid Bronson Matthews is for Gunner. Then negative 10 points to Gunner for bad puns, because bad puns get bad points. 20 points for Dog because he was right about them hot-shotting for the U.S. title. I still like it, though. Negative 20 points to Gunner for mixing Mexicans as mucho messy. 25 points to WFC Master. TV title for the win. Bring it back. Get this. I never thought I would see the day. 10 positive points for Net Jester.
You're going
10,
to say what for, or you're going to leave us all in suspense?
10 positive points for Net Jester because I, too, like the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah. 25 points to Omega BR because I marked in my pants a little for that fantasy booking of The Rock and the return of Corporate Rock. Then negative 5 points to Gunner for dashing my dreams immediately. Then negative 100 points to Omega BR. Vince cannot and will not ever be champ again. If it happens, I will burn this whole motherfucker down. The whole world. The entire earth. I will burn that bitch down. 5 points to Gunner for reminding me that the Brian Kendrick is a former WWE champion. Negative 5,000 points to Net Jester because Daniel Bryan doesn't have a T in his name. Also, negative 100,000 points to Net Jester for saying Buddy Cat yet again. 25 points each to Dog and WFC Masters. Then I saw his face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. And finally, 50 points for Masters for being a good sport about the birthday joke names. NJ's kind of a little bitch about it. So that's it for the points. That brings this show's total for NJ to negative 105,262, bringing his overall score to negative 290,643. Gunner scored negative 30 points this episode, bringing him down to 210. Omega scored negative 50 points this episode, bringing him down to 545. Vassar was not here, that son of a bitch. I should give him negative points for not showing up. What do you think, Gunner?
I would say negative 29 points. How much is it? 272? 27 points. Negative 27 points.
Negative 27.2 points to Vassar for not showing up, bringing him down to 192.8. Dog scored 55 points this episode, bringing him to 250. And Masters scored a massive 180 points this episode, bringing him up to 205, leveling out the playing field for everybody. Omega BR, of course, still double everyone else's scores. That's it for the points.
What should we watch this week in wrestling? Let's see here. Who are we going to go with first? Net Jester.
Well, I'm going to go very simple here because the man has passed away, and I do have a strong love for one of the better workers in WWF, Iron Mike Sharp. This guy, yeah, he didn't win too much, but he could put over your face like nobody else, and he was just crazy enough, so wacky enough, so, infused with so much adrenaline enough that the guy could make the Ultimate Warrior sometimes look calm, and as a bad guy heel, you just absolutely loved it when he bit the dust. So anything by Iron Mike Sharp, go to YouTube, watch it right now. Godspeed.
What should we watch this week in wrestling? WFC Masters.
Well, seeing as I've been on a huge New Japan pro wrestling kick, I would totally recommend that you check out Kazuchika Okada versus AJ Styles. I mean, if he's going to get introduced into the WWE, what better way to catch up with him than to check out an excellent match between two very good performers.
Dog, which we watched this week in wrestling.
Well, and in anticipation of the return of Lucha fucking Underground, which I am so excited for, you should go back and watch the 20-man gauntlet match. It was no holds barred that they had to crown the first ever Lucha Underground champion. It's like an entire episode long, and it's awesome.
What should we watch this week in wrestling? Yank DDS.
Trying to confirm. I think it was this one. The 1992 Royal Rumble.
Yes, that's the one.
Yes, it is.
There was a vacant, the vacant championship and that kind of thing.
Right. Because they keep saying that this is the first time the WWE title has ever been on the line in the Royal Rumble, when it is in fact the second.
I think they keep saying that this is the first time it's been defended.
Yes, it's the first time that it's been defended.
Oh, well, still, Royal Rumble 92.
Oh my god, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Defended.
I'm gonna
The same thing.
point out a favorite moment from the 2004 Royal Rumble when Kane was in the ring, and as the counter went down, the gong sounded. Remember, this was after the Buried Alive match where Kane turned on The Undertaker and buried him alive. And everybody went nuts, and then this, of course, would eventually lead to their WrestleMania 20 match. But that was always a neat moment. One of the loudest reactions I can remember from a Rumble match, except for maybe when Cena came out as number 30. But
God.
That was so
which,
weird.
by the way, is totally happening again this year.
If it does, I will lose my mind. Someone's going to come out at 30 that's actually going to be revolutionary.
Is it just me, or do Kane and Big Show always try to do the double choke slam spot, which just looks stupid?
It does look stupid. Kane doesn't look stupid, but Big Show looks really stupid. What the fuck has been Big Show on this past couple weeks? I mean, really. So, you can bleach your eyes of that with this match. Sting versus Rick Rude from New Japan Pro Wrestling in 1994. Well, it was for WCW, but, May 4th, 1994. Amazing match. A lot of fun with that. Alright, so I think that's it. Am I right?
That's about it.
Alright, everybody, thank you very much for listening. You can check us out online, smarksnark.com, twitter.com/smarksnark, facebook.com/smarksnark. You can give us a call, 812-408-9666, or 812-408...
Wait,
Not
do
on
it
the ball
again.
today.
Do it again.
812-408... Woo! There you go. Let's see here. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. We got all that stuff. You want to explain the email addresses? Since you're the king of that there.
It's not that hard. All complaints go to gunner@smarksnark.com. If you have any issues with anything said or done on the show, that's gunner@smarksnark.com.
Spoilers,
Sorry
I've
about
never
that.
checked that.
Spoilers, I just changed it so that it directs to his actual email address. Now he has to.
Sweet.
If you just want to contact us, you can contact us at contact@smarksnark.com. If you're involved in the business somehow, whether you be one of the boys in the back or just the guy who sells popcorn, you can get at us at booking@smarksnark.com. That'll be where we check for business insiders, and they will get special preference to get on the show because we are sycophants. Sycophants.
Yes.
Also, did you say facebook.com/smarksnark and twitter.com/smarksnark and tout.com/smarksnark?
Why would you even say that?
You gotta tout. Are you touting Maggle?
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, that's it.
I twerked on tout.
Stop it.
That's disgusting. Before he can even make some more of an ass of himself, thank you very much for listening, and we will we wish you well in your past, present, and future endeavors.
It is not a loaded weapon. It is an arm bandage. Damn it, my forearm never healed right, and I'm the greatest athlete from Canada.
Good night.
I know.